What's going on, everyone? I figured I'd give this thing a try, honestly. I wanted to see what it's like to go live and actually talk to you guys, see who gets in the chat. So I'm sure it's going to take a little bit. People probably aren't aware that I decided to go live for the first time. Uh, really, I'm going to probably start doing some things like this because I do want to start talking with you guys and interacting more than just within the comments. And I've obviously started seeing how other YouTubers are kind of attacking and approaching the live YouTube streams, and they're getting a lot of interaction and they get to answer a lot of questions that maybe most people don't, necessarily get to. So hopefully we continue these more. It'd be actually pretty cool to do that. So I would like to talk stocks. I know a lot of people really enjoy the EV sector, and so that's kind of the plan, is to talk EVs and stocks in general, just to get the vibe of what you guys are thinking. Hopefully the volume is okay. Make sure everything's got everything squared away and I can hear you guys. Oh man, looks like we're getting some people in here. Hopefully you guys can comment, say what you need to say. Trying to get the camera all squared away. So first of all, I do want to talk. I'm going to be dropping a video tomorrow. It's going to be on FedEx. Obviously, that's not one of the bright new shiny EV sector or EV stocks, but I do think people are underestimating and really undervaluing FedEx as a stock. The same goes for UPS. And if I get kind of some of the attention that I'm hoping for this stock and even this video, probably do another one on UPS. But I think FedEx is just underwhelmingly not being exposed on YouTube the way it should, because obviously, like I said, it's not Tesla, it's not an EV stock, it's not, Virgin Galactic, it's not one that's just actually exploding onto scene, but they're doing some amazing things. I mean, they truly are. They're potentially going to be delivering the vaccine for the COVID stuff, and then on top of that, we don't know down the road how deliveries are going to continue to grow or continue to expand. Obviously, we have drones that are, in the works with some major companies. We've heard that Ag Eagle might be in talks with Amazon. We heard that, obviously Walmart is looking and reaching out for partnerships. I did a video recently because obviously Walmart is looking to go EV. We know that Gavin Newsom, the governor from California, Gavin Newsom, put out that he's expecting to have his state, and then there's many other states that are following suit, EV, fully carb, emission free by 2030 completed, no more sales of those gas vehicles by 2045. Looks like it says my connection. There we go. But yeah, that's kind of the idea that, by 2045, there isn't going to be a whole lot of gas vehicles in the state of California, and it does look like some other countries are following suit with them. Let me scoot this microphone up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Test. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, like I was saying, with the EV sector, it's crazy to see. And with that being said, and obviously California and other states following suit, the likes of FedEx is going to have to start looking, for an EV style last delivery. Is that going to be Workhorse? Is that going to be a Rivian like Amazon sought out? The same goes for UPS. Obviously, we know that UPS has a partnership, and they've done multiple different things with Workhorse. So I'm sure that that's where they would go. And as a Workhorse investor, I do want to hit on this really quick. But the biggest thing, guys, is everyone was so set for September 30th, and I'm sure a lot of people are still expecting, that October 1st date for the USPS contract. And like I stated in my previous video on Workhorse, which has gotten a ton of views, guys, it really has. You guys are absolutely smashing it when it comes to those videos. But I'm projecting it to be October 14th. Obviously, there's a 90-day window from the announcement of them, closing off the decision on who they're going to allow to get into the contract. From that window, there's a 90-day period. With the coronavirus, obviously pushing it back into July, now we have 90 days until the decision kind of has to be made and who it's going to be decided upon. So I'm projecting it'll come out mid-October. I do believe the date that I picked was October 14th. So that's kind of my thought. Hang on, stand by for 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah, I kind of lost train of thought. I had to fix that real quick. My video for tomorrow was actually publishing, and I needed to put it for schedule. One of the biggest things I also want to remind you guys is if you head over to my Instagram, a lot of the time I'll post on my story what video is going to be coming out. Typically, because I do work a day job and I do have a family. We have a son that's a little over 1 year old. My days are kind of tied up, and I usually don't really start making videos until about 8:30, Midwest time, at night, and then I kind of work into the night and do that. So once I get videos accomplished, I usually put what they're going to be on my story on Instagram. So my Instagram is going to be at Murphy4848. If you guys want to swing on over there, follow me, because I do post a lot of my videos, the thumbnails that are going to be coming out, things like that. So you guys are going to be aware of what videos are going to be coming out for the next day. We recently just hit 500. I can't believe it, guys. We hit 500 subscribers, and we're pushing, I do think, 520 now. It's unbelievable, this journey, this ride. I've always kind of wanted to do this, and I never knew the approach. I didn't really know how. And now that I'm kind of getting into the groove of things, and I'm starting to understand how to edit and put some, things in, and we're getting this thing rolling, I feel a lot more comfortable talking to you guys through the video. I'm not just a, robot up here doing all kinds of weird stuff. I do feel a lot more comfortable talking to you guys through my stuff. The videos are getting better, and obviously you guys are starting to like those videos. I think it was, which one was it? Yeah. What's going on, Ryan? Yeah, glad to see it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna try this out for sure. I do want to start getting in and interacting with you guys a lot more, other than just the comments. So I do appreciate you swinging by, checking it out. If you have any advice, let me know. But yeah, like I was saying, I do put in a ton of effort. I feel a lot more comfortable talking to you guys. So the videos are getting a lot better, and I think you guys are responding a lot better, and I do absolutely appreciate that. Like I've stated, numerous times, and I don't know if it really has ever got out to a lot of people. The reason I'm pushing so hard to get to 1,000 subscribers and, obviously hit that 4,000 watchable hours and get monetized is because the first real paycheck that I make, assuming that I make $1,000, not obviously the first time, but whenever I make my first $1,000 paycheck, I'm going to donate it to a charitable cause. And I've been kind of seeking out, obviously I'm a veteran, and where I live, they do a little small veterans community village. And basically, if you donate money, they build veterans who are in, need of a home. They build them a little tiny home. I'm looking into that, but then I'm also kind of attached to, we have a Ronald McDonald House close to where I live, and my son, and obviously has gone through some stuff, and he was in Children's Mercy for a little bit. So I kind of have a close tie to that as well. So I was thinking about donating to that. But yeah, definitely the first $1,000 is going to go to a charitable cause, no question. Yeah, I've been kind of looking forward to doing this, guys. This is kind of my first opportunity to be able to do this. So I'm really kind of just open to seeing what you guys are in the future going to want to talk about. Obviously, after the stream is over, if you guys want to put anything in the comment section to get these things going, So I'm gonna take a quick drink real quick. I am drinking left hand. It's a left hand brew, and it's called Galactic Cowboy Nitro Imperial Stout. I do enjoy drinking beer, and this one's a little different. Tastes pretty good though. But yeah, it's from Colorado. I don't really dive in too much into politics. I'm not that big into politics. Obviously, it affects stocks, so I pay attention to that much, But man, watched the debate last night, and I was just completely blown away. I don't mind letting you guys know my thoughts as far as I was very disappointed because I did serve in the military, and the amount of disrespect from both sides really had me disappointed. Obviously, Vice President Biden told our current president to, shut up and called him a clown. And then obviously our current president is disrespecting a former vice president. They don't have the decency or the common courtesy to call each other sir or president or vice president. And it really kind of just turned me off. Obviously, I didn't pay too much more attention to it after a certain period of time. I did voice my opinion on Facebook. It's like, hey, what happened to policy? What happened to talking to policy? Seeing a difference other than just up there arguing like little kids. And that was absolutely terrible. So that's my thoughts on that. Obviously I was hoping as an investor, I kept kind of like pushing. I was like, come on, let's talk about, since we're in the state of Ohio, let's not necessarily talk about Workhorse. I didn't expect that to come up, or even just the idea of Lordstown. But, the idea of bringing back jobs to Lordstown or bringing back jobs to the state of Ohio in manufacturing or whatever it may be, that would have been awesome if they talked about that. But it just seemed like it just was an arguing match. But yeah, as far as I couldn't believe the other day when I turned on, I think it was Twitter, pulled up the app, and I was like, holy smokes, is that the Endurance? Is that the Endurance hanging out at the White House? And then the next thing I know, there's a press release, and obviously I'm in a group on Workhorse on Facebook, and the amount of people that were like, posting, look, Donald Trump's out here, and you got Steve Burns hanging out with Donald Trump, and there's some employees, and I think it was the governor was there just talking about Lordstown in general, and I was like, man, that truck looks sweet. I think what stands out to me on that truck, honestly, is the wheels. Obviously, we get the idea that the motor is inside the wheels, and that's absolutely amazing. But it looks, obviously it has mud tires on it, but just the look of the orange coils that are inside the tire make that thing stand out tremendously. And being able to see the inside of the truck again from a couple different perspectives, I think that was pretty unbelievable. I was pretty excited to see that, just the display be turned on, and like seeing how the miles per hour is going to be displayed, knowing that there's apps and the radio and stuff. I mean, that sounds very kind of corny and basic, but those are the types of things you want to see. Do they function? Are they working? I invested more into it yesterday. I think I bought 70 to 80 more shares, putting me at almost 200 shares for Lordstown. I'm still sitting at 1,050 for Workhorse. I'm kind of debating on and waiting to see if we don't get the contract by tomorrow. I feel there's a lot of people that are like just going to be disappointed and let down. And I think we're definitely going to see it kind of fall off. And that would actually be pretty interesting if that happened, because the buying opportunity that would create, I think a lot of people realize that it's probably not going to happen by tomorrow. And you obviously have a lot of people who are going to sell it, like I said, but I think there's a lot of people that see it as an opportunity, and they understand that what's going to be a huge catalyst is obviously the contract being announced. So I do think there will be a sell-off, but I think there'll be enough people that will hold it on tight that like it may get down back to like the $16, $17 range if that happens. But then I think a lot of people are going to be like, okay, we're at a decent price point. I'm going to get back in and then just hold and see if this contract's announced anytime soon. if it gets back down there, I'm definitely going to be looking to get more into Workhorse. It would be awesome to get 2,000. I just don't think that's going to be possible. I plugged more into Ag Eagle yesterday. I ended up getting my total overall now is 2,000 shares. I was sitting at like 1,100, so I added 900 shares. I do really believe in Ag Eagle, guys. Most of you may not know what Ag Eagle is. Oh, I got in there. Yeah. Hey, no problem, Nature. Do you expect it for tomorrow? 10-1. Oh, sorry, I just saw that. Honestly, in my last video, I put that I expect the contract to actually be announced October 14th. And most people, I don't think, understand the reason why, it's not actually going to be announced today or tomorrow was because obviously the original schedule for this was to be decided upon in July. And then obviously we understand the fiscal year ends and all that stuff, but it was supposed to be decided upon in July. Well, with the pushback due to the coronavirus, they didn't decide who the finalists were until July, which then pushed the actual decision back until said September. So with that being said, there's a 90-day period from the close of when they've made the decision on who is still in the running. There's a 90-day period for them to make the decision. If you add that up, because I think it was like mid-July, July 12th, maybe July 14th area. If you do 90 days from that, that puts us right around that that second week of October. So I do think that they'll probably hold out till that very end. I hope not. Obviously, I'm an investor, but that's kind of my projection. That's what I projected, in my last video. So hey, great question. I appreciate that. Hopefully that answers what you were. Hopefully that answers what you're asking. So maybe you could type in there. Obviously you're probably invested if you're asking. If you're invested, are you going to sell? Are you going to buy more? What's your expectation for tomorrow if they don't announce? Because I'm kind of interested. That's one of the big things too. I'm kind of interested to find out a lot of people's, viewpoint on it. Are they in it just because of the contract and not really care about what happens to the company after that? I really do. I get kind of curious on what people's opinions are of Workhorse because I really did. I invested early on, probably, I think it was like 2018 into 2019. My first initial, I would say 400 to 500. I did post it on a video. I think was in like the $3 range. And for the longest time, what's up, Tim? Hey man, rocking the beard. Yeah, man, I agree 100. I can't agree more than with what you just said. That obviously the contract it's much more than that. My view is honestly, so like I was saying, I was obviously invested into this company back when I was getting it for like $3, and I loaded up, and then obviously I had to continue to build my portfolio, and I kind of got enough to where I was satisfied, but I knew I needed to get more. So eventually my share price or my overall price continued to climb. I'm sitting at right around $9 now for overall share price, but I'm still satisfied with that 1,050 shares, guys. And I believed in it when I found it. I was actually just surfing the web and typed in electrical vehicles. I knew that was a direction that we could have been headed in the future. So out of nowhere, Workhorse popped up as one of the options. So I clicked on it, started doing research, and it was, I found out that they had a connection still with Lordstown. Steve Burns went over to Lordstown, and from there, I really believed in it. Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a ton of people out there that really do enjoy this stock. It's just, I think there's a lot of people out there too that are just, they're not long-term investors with Workhorse. And obviously they see the opportunity, and there's nothing wrong with that. It does have it's obviously a very volatile stock because it has its moments where it runs, and then there's days where it sells and dips off. I mean, that's completely understandable. So For people to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, it's completely understandable. Me, on the other hand, I've got in so early that and trust in this company so much that I know there's more than just the United States Postal Service contract, like you said. Nature looking for a dip to buy and wait for some expecting a contract. Yeah, man. I do think that if it doesn't announce, it's definitely going to have a dip. There's no question. I do think there's going to be a long-term holders for sure, but I think there's a lot more people that are just solely in it for the contract. I think the coolest thing though is my biggest video that I've done up to this point, and I can't thank you guys enough, was the connection or the tie that I made with Walmart and Workhorse. Obviously Workhorse is trying to compete with the likes of Amazon in every facet. I mean, they truly are. If you look at it, Amazon is just blowing them away when it comes to the delivery service and, just the capabilities right now. It just seems like Amazon is just ahead in every aspect. But the thing is Walmart can catch up. If they were to tie with Workhorse, and obviously with Workhorse getting the Hitachi deal, that was massive. I don't think that that's really truly accounted for just yet. I don't think the appreciation for Hitachi is in there just yet. But yeah, I think that by the time all this comes out, I do think that Walmart is definitely going to be seeking out, first of all, an electrical vehicle, and I do think that they're going to be seeking out a drone aspect. And the ties that I have with that, and it's awesome because I feel like I'm connected to all this. So I think Amazon is truly trying to partner with AgEagle. There's just too many ties. There's too many dots to connect. And so I do think that that's potentially going to happen. And so there's just, like I said, there's too many dots. The Wichita connection and them really trying to just perfect the drone. And they've had multiple conversations how AgEagle has the best drone out there when it comes to, just being industrial, being able to deliver in any type of element. And the reason is because they're a farm drone first. So there's that aspect. But then that ties me back to Walmart having to compete with Amazon in that field. And if they were to get with Workhorse obviously has patents on the Horsefly, and it's just amazing. Tim, hoping my stock with Shell starts to pick up, and I'm planning to take the profits and buy more Workhorse and DPHC. Any thoughts what will happen with Shell? I know the merger was approved, but what happened with Graphman? What's Graphman? Yeah, I think Shell will be, and I did a video on this. And I was like kind of amazed that it. Oh, gee, okay, I got you. Yeah, I was kind of surprised by the video that I put out on Shell not really getting a ton of views. Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that it really didn't do too much because I put a lot of effort into that, Hyliion video, and the reason is because I do feel that Hyliion has a ton of potential. I think that there's a lot of growth opportunity there because, it's funny to say that obviously the EV sector is a niche, obviously, but then there's niches inside of that with Hyliion being a tractor trailer company. And then you have obviously like Workhorse doing the last mile delivery service. Then you have the likes of like Fisker, who's trying to focus on just the Ocean, the SUV. You got so many different, like, I guess you could say niches inside of each other that it's kind of cool to see because everyone can focus on their own thing. And I think Hyliion, you're really going to see a huge difference now because Nikola is out of the way. They're obviously not a part of the picture anymore. And so I think Hyliion is by themselves as of right now. And the reason I say that is just because Tesla hasn't really pushed extremely hard on their semi yet, or at least you don't hear a ton of information on it. Obviously, they talked a little bit about it and they had one at their battery day, but you just don't see a ton of information where Hyliion obviously has 30,000 plus trucks. They've put 2 million plus miles on those trucks, and they're using the money from the merger to go into the ERX, which they're going to start producing here in the future. And so I think that how they did that strategy is going to play a big factor into this stock being successful, if that makes sense. So hopefully that answers your question. And I do think it will happen. My price target point for Hyliion is I do see it hitting $70, but I think for this initial merger, once the merger happens and we kind of get going, I don't think it's going to jump up just sporadically and just crazy like Nikola did. I think those days might be over unless like Lordstown does it, because Lordstown really just has everything in place. It truly does. I think Lordstown is, whew, man, that's a stock right there. But I do think Hyliion hits 55, pushes 60, and kind of floats in that area. But like I said, once we get going with Hyliion, I think 70 to 75. And then obviously when the ERX is being produced and things like that, I see 100. But hopefully that kind of helps you out a little bit. And then you can, like you said, buy more Workhorse. So I plan on doing this I'm going to try to push for 45 minutes since this is my first one. I've never done one before, obviously. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, no problem, Tim. Nature, yeah, for sure. I can talk about NIO. So I'm actually going to be doing a video on NIO here before long. And the reason is because thanks guys. And the reason I'm going to do one is just because obviously that is a big time EV that everybody is a part of. But my biggest beef with NIO is the fact that they need to expand. And I know that obviously they're burning through a ton of cash, but with them being in China, and China is so heavily saturated with the EV sector. It truly is. If you go to Google and just type in EV companies in China, there's like over 400. Now there's probably 500. Like XPeng just came out too. So there is a ton of EVs, obviously in China. NIO is being successful, no question. The amount of cars and the amount of SUVs that they're putting out is absolutely amazing. But if they were to find a way to get to North America, because seriously, think about this, guys. Who is competing with Tesla right now in the EV sector? Truly competing with Tesla in the EV sector right now, that is full electrical vehicle. There really, in my mind, I can't think of one. I honestly cannot think of one. There's not a full EV one. So in my opinion is if NIO can find a way to get to the United States and get their vehicles being sold in North America, even in Europe, get outside of China, then that company is just going to explode and it would do amazing things. Obviously, with the tension between the United States and China, that's probably going to be pretty hard right now. But I do think that NIO is a great company. If they can find a way to really limit the amount of cash they're burning through and get their cost in manufacturing down, that stock's going to be absolutely amazing. So that's my thought on that. I do like NIO. I was invested in them, and the only reason why I sold NIO was because I needed to buy more Workhorse. So, but I do plan on getting back into NIO. So I'll one of these videos, I'm going to go over my entire portfolio and kind of go through what I did now. I completely changed my style up, I would say probably 2 months ago. And what I mean by that is I changed my plan. I was invested in the entire Dow 30. And I have to give it credit in that my vision for that worked out. So I invested in the Dow 30 and it built me enough money to really purchase the likes of Tesla. It allowed me to purchase the likes of Ag Eagle. It allowed me to purchase the likes of Hyliion. It allowed me to purchase, let's see what else, Diamond Peak Holdings, so Lordstown. And so it allowed me to buy all these things. And then what I started doing is I started selling the ones that I knew maybe wouldn't pay out the way I thought they would pay out. So I'm still in the likes of like Walmart. I'm still in Home Depot. Like I said, tomorrow I'm dropping a video on FedEx. I think FedEx is the most underrated stock when it comes to just the shipping aspect. Like there's just so much growth opportunity. It doesn't get talked about on YouTube. And this stock potentially, and I don't want to ruin my video because I do want people to check it out, but I think this stock is going to hit $500 and currently it's trading at the $250 mark. So, hey, Tim, I appreciate you swinging by, man. I really do. For sure. Bearded Brothers all the way, man. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you guys swinging by. I do. Um, and we're definitely gonna keep this rolling for sure. So yeah, I appreciate you swinging by, no question, my friend. Um, so yeah, so that was kind of my plan, my vision. I did sell 5 Tesla yesterday in order to complete out the rest of my stuff. It hurts me to do that, but like I said, guys, as I continue to build money and build my portfolio, I'm gonna be able to get back into these stocks. And obviously, Tesla is definitely one that I plan on getting into and just continuing to build that one up as much as possible. Because I mean, they do. The future is with Tesla, no matter how you look at it. I mean, they were talking at Battery Day about working on your HVAC system and controlling it from your car. That's unbelievable. So I I believe in Tesla. I think Tesla is just a monster. Like I said, there's definitely a Mount Rushmore of stocks. And in my opinion, right now, if I had to put, I'm just gonna say 5 stocks up there. It would be Amazon, would be one. Number two, and these are in no specific order. Number two would definitely be Apple. 3 would be Tesla. Let's see, where was 4? Oh, I did one of these the other day. Well, my other 2 will come to me. I would put Workhorse up there if they ever get the contract and decide to partner with Walmart. I mean, that would be absolute infamous. But I do think Lordstown. I think Lordstown is going to eventually. I want to see what Lordstown is capable of doing besides the endurance. Is their entire intention to stay fleet, and are they just going to continue to produce fleet style trucks? Because if that's the case, then eventually I feel they're going to be competing against the likes of Workhorse, which I don't, obviously Steve Burns came from Workhorse and was basically the creator of Workhorse, in my opinion. And for him to go to Lordstown and creating a competition in his former company, I don't know how that would feel, because there's a chance they could be producing at Lordstown's plant here in the near future when it comes to production, needing, a huge plant. So where is the direction that Lordstown goes next? Do they pull off from the fleet aspect, and do they start, going into the cars and competing against the likes of Tesla? Or do they go into like an SUV style and start competing against the likes of a GM, who is also supporting them, because the GM is providing the Hummer as an all electrical vehicle, I believe. I want to know the direction in which Lordstown plans on going next. It'd be very, very interesting. So, well, I appreciate everyone who has come by. I'm not into the stream yet, but I know that this was kind of sporadic. I actually was uploading my FedEx video, and I saw the live button, and I was like, do I want to do this? And I'm like, I don't really have a plan. I don't really have a vision of what I wanted to talk about. So, you know what I did? I just hit the button. I just said, let's do it. So I did decide to go live. I do want to start doing this more often. I would like to do it. I was trying to test some waters. Obviously, I'm still extremely new to YouTube, and I'm trying to figure, a schedule out, how it works. As of late, I've been uploading a video every single day, except for the weekend. That's usually when I enjoy, spending time with my family. So I try not to do Saturday or Sunday, but every once in a while I'll get one in on Saturday and Sunday. But I try to upload every single day, and I try to, get as much content out to you guys. But I want to make sure that it stays quality content. Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, I was. This one's definitely off the whim, man. It no question was off the whim. I was like, I saw that button. I'm like, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna click the live button, just see what this is all about. But yeah, I appreciate it. I really do. But yeah, so it's new, And so I want to create a schedule that is fitting for obviously the viewers, because you guys are what makes this YouTube channel. You're what makes this thing grow. I enjoy doing this. I really do. I have a lot of passion for this. I enjoy talking to people. My background is teaching. You know, I was an elementary school teacher for 2 years, and I just didn't feel like it wasn't necessarily kids. It was just the way our education system's going. That's a completely different topic for a different day. But I enjoyed everything about teaching. So eventually I was like, I want to get into YouTube. And then stocks just became my thing. I enjoy everything about stocks. I enjoy business. I enjoy, the idea of it. So I meshed the two and said, let's go for it. So here I am producing YouTube videos and talking to you guys in hopes to make 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watchable hours, and, see where that takes me. But I do definitely enjoy it. I do want to get a schedule down. I would like to go live more than once a week, but my goal for right now is probably going to be on Sundays. And I'm definitely going to, like you said, I'm going to let people know in advance for sure. Put that out so people are aware of what's going on. I was doing a podcast, and I still plan on picking up the podcast, but it's extremely hard to do all this with, a little bit over a 1-year-old child. Man, he's a handful, but yeah, it's a complete blast. Obviously I've always wanted a son, and I got a son, and he's absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys, next time we do, like I said, we'll get more people involved in this. And, yeah, so, this is my man cave. And obviously with it, this is the first time so the camera is actually coming from my Mac. Anytime you guys watch my videos, I'm streaming, or I'm doing my video from an iPad. So it really narrows in I guess you could say, my camera. And it doesn't really kind of expose my man cave, as I would say. So as you guys can see, I am a Kansas City through and through. Chiefs, Royals. I'm a Kansas Jayhawk fan. And so my room is definitely man caved out. I got a ton of baseball cards, football cards that are autographed. Stuff on the wall is Kansas City Royals when we went to the series. And over on this wall, which you guys can't really see and I can't really turn around, is all my Chiefs stuff from when we won the Super Bowl. And then I have a TV right here so I can make sure that I check out stocks and, have the stock channels going through there. But and then under this blankets right here are 2 little dogs, but they're sleeping right now. So, you're from Minneapolis. That's awesome, man. Sorry about your twins. Obviously, once where the Royals are out, you try to pull for teams that are close, and I definitely, was pulling for the Twins to get out of that slump. So that stinks. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel. I'd like to interact with. See, this is the type of stuff that I look forward to, guys. Like, most people don't get to see this side of me because I have only 15 minutes to talk in a video. And the reason is because I'm not monetized. So I do cut out a ton of stuff. Oh, appreciate you. Yeah, it's weird too on the subscriptions. It doesn't tell you when people subscribe all the time because you have to be public. So a lot of the time I don't know if people subscribe or not. That's just the way, I guess, YouTube is set up. Unless your account's public or something, then it doesn't tell you who subscribed. So a lot of the time I don't know who's actually subscribed or not. But yeah, so oh man, this has actually been kind of cool. I didn't think I'd be able to talk for 40 minutes, but like I was saying, so I like all your videos. You're patient enough to explain things. Yeah, I try. I don't want to bore people because I understand stocks and business cannot be. It's not necessarily an exciting thing, and it's not always a topic people like. and so you have to make it entertaining and you have to make it fun, but you have to appease what people want. And so I do get a lot of backlash on the music, which I understand, but that's kind of me. That's kind of who I am. I enjoy all types of music. I listen to all types of music, and so for me to incorporate that into my videos, that's kind of a personality trait of mine that I don't want to take out. So if the music is too loud, then I understand and I can turn it down. But there's always going to be some form of music in my videos. Like I said, that's just kind of who I am. And so I enjoy listening to music. And so I'm going to put that in there. And I do appreciate that because, I want it to be fun. I want it to be engaging. But I do want to explain to people, the intent of the video. And really, if they are an investor and they are seeking out information on the stocks, I want to be able to provide that to you, especially with new information, because I know how information can just hit you, and there can be so much different stuff, especially like this Workhorse, situation. There's probably tons and tons of people out there Google searching Workhorse USPS contract. Like legitimately, I can honestly tell you I did it 6 times today. And the reason is because I want to find out obviously as much information as I can so I can provide it to you guys as a YouTuber. But then I'm in investing myself. I want to know myself is this gonna happen? Obviously like I said, I'm a heavy investor in Workhorse. I'm not going anywhere even if the contract doesn't get announced until next year. I don't want to scare anybody off because I don't think that's going to happen. But you never know. I mean, I do think that they're obviously working on stuff. Jack Spencer Investing, I've talked to him quite a bit. And obviously, if you watch any of his videos, he's interviewed Steve Schrader double twice. And, there's a lot of information in those videos you can draw. And Steve is actually a very, very, I like him. I think he's a great guy. And he's definitely very sociable. For him to even give Jack a chance, because Jack is obviously a YouTuber. He's not, an analyst from a major bank or anything like that. And, so for him to give him a chance, that's absolutely awesome. And to just talk to him as a person, I think is what I like about it. So that's another reason why I like them as well. Same goes for Steve Burns. I mean, Steve Burns seems like a very personable guy. That video and that, interview was amazing by Jack. So I give all the props to Jack. Amazing YouTuber. And honestly, I do. I try to talk to him as much as I can. I know he's a busy person. Obviously, he's got tons and tons of following. He's been going live as of late, and so he has a ton of viewership in that aspect. And then he's doing all kinds of other side piece stuff, and so I do appreciate it, Nature. So wow, we're on 43 minutes. This is amazing. Maybe I'll push it to an hour. We'll see. I do got to get up early tomorrow, though. But yeah. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the videos. I understand people do want to see the EV sector, but I also don't want to just overly kill it to where and this is one thing I've talked about quite a bit. I don't want to overkill it to where it's kind of the same video, just presented differently. So, no problem, man. Yeah, it's definitely I just don't want to kill and oversaturate the EV sector. I understand that's what people want to see, but you can only provide so much information on the likes of Workhorse. You can only kind of speculate so much before it kind of becomes clickbait, if that makes sense. Obviously my Walmart kind of connection with Workhorse, I could see it being that way, but in my opinion, it's not, because I think that partnership, that thing was rumored to happen 4 months ago, and not a lot of people really tied into that. And then obviously, like I just said, Jack Spencer did an interview with Steve, and Steve's like, yeah, we're talking to the people we should be talking to. And the ties that connected me with that are obviously, him talking about refrigeration with Hitachi, and him doing, just talking in general about the capabilities that their truck are going to be able to do. And then when he was like, yeah, we're going to have a prototype hopefully up and running by the end of this year, that's what did it for me. And I was like, I got to do a video on this, because they're pushing pretty hard for this truck for some reason. If they're only talking about producing 2 electrical vehicles here for this next quarterly earnings, and they're going to produce a refrigeration truck here by the end of this year, they're pushing hard for something. So I'm trying to make some connections there. And obviously he talked about Kroger too. That's a grocery store. And that was always kind of been my connection anyways. We got to think, if you go to a grocery store, there's a lot of things that are delivered there through a refrigeration freezer style vehicle. I mean, obviously you have the amount of produce that is delivered to an everyday grocery store on a daily basis is absolutely astronomical because it is an everyday occurrence. Obviously there's fresh produce delivered to most grocery stores, and at least where I live, they do. I don't know if it's just a Midwest thing or what, but there's fresh produce delivered, and it has to be delivered from a truck. So that was kind of my tie with that. So yeah, but I don't know. I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts too in the future on your actual, thoughts around the drone aspect. I do want to start doing more videos on drones, but I want to make sure the videos are going to be feasible and watched and people are interested. I know I've had some hit or misses with Ag Eagle. Ag Eagle exploded for a couple videos because of the tie with Amazon. But, I put out a couple other ones that talked about the new, executive they put in place that actually, in my opinion, that is absolutely amazing. The executive they put in place, his background is phenomenal in aerospace, and he comes from Spirit, and just them being, in Wichita at Jabbar and being able to test their drones whenever they need to. They just moved to Wichita from, I always pronounce it wrong. I think it's Neoshecha or something like that. And I'm from Kansas. Neoshecha, I think, is what it is. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. I definitely want to get your guys' feel for the drone aspect because we're going that direction. Obviously, the coronavirus has had such a huge impact on, everything. It really has. It's impacted how we deliver things. Stuff has to sit in quarantine for 24 hours. With it being delivered from a drone, is that going to change? How is a drone going to be delivered? Is there going to be a box that it knows to deliver to? There's just a lot that I even think about every single day. And I'm sure they're constantly trying to think about and be innovative and creative as well to get these things, going. Obviously with Workhorse plans on delivering them from the actual truck itself. So, and that's is it a van? Is it a truck? What is it? I call it trucks, but because they look like vans, but a lot of people call them trucks. UPS truck, FedEx truck, Workhorse truck. I guess it could be a van, but so. Well, I'm gonna do 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna close this one out, finish editing the video. And like I said, guys, I understand it was a spur of the moment kind of thing, and I just wanted to see what it was like to go live. I wanted to see how the setup looked. I wanted to see if it was coming from my Mac. Is it where it was coming from? How the volume sound? Like I said, hopefully you guys are hearing me well. You guys said yes, so that's kind of my biggest thing. And the timing too. I don't know where all of my followers are coming from, so is it better to do it at night? That type of thing. So, but yeah, my biggest piece, guys, is to head over to my social medias. My biggest one is going to be Instagram. Like, in all seriousness, if you guys want to, my Instagram has actually kind of converted over to just a YouTube update. So I do put any video that I'm going to be posting onto my Instagram the night before, and it goes onto my story. So then you guys know what videos are coming out for the next day. And so hopefully this live stream wasn't too boring for you guys. I do enjoy talking about all this stuff. It absolutely is amazing. And like I said, guys, we hit 500 subscribers, 520 now, I believe. We're hitting the watchable hours, and I honestly can't thank you guys enough. Sometimes it's hard to really put into words how grateful I am for you guys to do that. And it's hard for me to even fathom and think to myself that I have 520 people who clicked subscribe to me, because it's that's been the hardest part. It really has, is getting people to enjoy your content and enjoy it enough to hit subscribe. And now in my mind, I have 520 people who did that. Is absolutely amazing. So I can't thank you guys enough. As a small YouTuber, that's the biggest thing. Is it means a ton. It really does. And for you guys to do that, I can't thank you enough. And then anytime you guys smash that like button, it gets these videos, and it'll get this live stream out to the YouTube universe, and it lets them to see what you guys are able to see every single day that I put out a video. And that's, me bringing the passion, me bringing the fire, the excitement on these stocks. So I can't thank you enough. And so wish it'll becomes 5,000 and eventually 50. Bro, I'm telling you what, if it does, woo, I'm hoping so, man. I joke with Jack a lot, but I do hope to one day be on his level, and because the interaction with people would be amazing. Like it truly would be. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I draw from this, is to be able to interact with you guys. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, and anything I say is for entertainment purposes only. And obviously that's what it is. But to be able to interact with you guys and talk with you guys on stocks, and stocks that I enjoy, and obviously stocks that you guys enjoy, is a ton of fun. It really is. Obviously a lot of the time I'm just talking to my iPad, but it's the aftermath that is what's exciting, is, seeing your guys' reaction. I understand that not everyone's going to like my video. That's completely understandable. And I understand that not everyone's going to agree with any of my opinions. That's understandable as well. I'm not going to get hurt over it, and I'm not going to be an emotional, upside down because of it, because I understand that that's a part of it. That's a part of doing YouTube. That's why they created the dislike button, because people don't have to like your stuff. And so, but that's what makes it fun, is to be able to interact with every single person who swings by. And I'm going to do it to the end until I honestly can't do it anymore. I do comment and make it an apparent reason to comment on every single person who says anything on my video. And I make sure that I thank them as well, because you don't have to do that. Even if you say something completely negative and off the wall, I'm going to thank you, because I appreciate you, putting a comment on there. And at least, you had to click on that video to get to that comment section. Ow. You had to click on that to do that. So I have to thank you. I mean, I'm grateful for that. So yeah, nature, man, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. If it hits 5,000 and 50K, that'd be unbelievable. If I do ever get to that point too, I've obviously talked to my wife about it, but I would make multiple donations every year to obviously foundations, just because that's the type of person I am too. I want to help people more than just YouTube. I want to be able to help them, by providing them back with your guys' support. So, but I would enjoy doing this full time, and be able to put out multiple videos during a day, go live as much as I possibly can, and just that'd be amazing. So yeah, I look forward to something like that. But first goal is going to be 1,000 subscribers. And I think it's humbling too. And what I mean by that is it's humbling to see. It makes you work for it, and it makes you earn it, in my opinion, because I've seen people who start like 2 months ago and they're already monetized and they're putting videos out, and they're, getting the money from it, whatever it may be. I obviously have no idea. I don't really dive into the money aspect of it too much, but they're obviously making money from it. It's humbling for me, because I've had to work so hard and put in so many long hours at night. Not that any other YouTuber has it, because I know they have, because this is hard. But for them to be able to, it's humbling to me, because I've put in so much effort and it's getting there at a pace. So what it's done is it's made me work that much harder on perfecting a video, making sure I have good content, because if the content's not good, I'm understanding that because it's just not doing well. And so, well, getting dry mouth because I'm talking too much. But I think it's humbling for me because I do put in a ton of time, a lot of effort, a lot of research to make good videos for you guys to like, to then get the subscribers, to then get the watch time, to then get monetized. And so it's been humbling for me. And that's kind of been the whole intent too, is to get a humbling experience and provide back to you guys through the chats and all that stuff. So yeah. Well, since I went over, let's push it for 5 more minutes. Call it a stream after 1 hour. Unbelievable. I can't believe I talked for an hour in my first live stream. What's the next live stream going to be like if I get more people? Holy smokes, I might be going forever. But yeah. Hopefully this wasn't too bad for you guys, especially if people go back and watch it. So well, we got we'll go ahead and yeah, man, for sure. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I don't want to just keep rambling on, but I couldn't believe it. I killed it 56 minutes. But Nature, I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you swinging by. Same goes for Tim. You guys are awesome. I see you in the, the comment section too. So I do thank you guys, and it helps out. It really does. But yeah, I appreciate you swinging by for sure. So, and maybe your Vikings. If you're a Vikings fan, I know you said you're from Minneapolis. Maybe your Vikings are going to pull out a win this weekend. So we'll see what happens. I tell you, Nelson Cruz is a beast, though. Man, Cruz he's 40-something years old, and he's still killing it. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate every single person who swings by and who actually ends up watching this live stream. It was my first go, so I appreciate you. And like I always say, and like I always close out any type of video, so that's what I'll talk about to finish this out. I close out every video with "Have a nice day." And the reason I do that is because I truly, truly want you guys to have a nice day. It comes from the bottom of my heart. Like I said, that's the type of person I am. I'm a caring person. And so when I do say it, have a nice day, I truly mean have a nice day. And I hope you guys do have a good day. That's what we want, is everyone to have good days. Obviously, whether it's a red day or a green day or whatever type of day it is, we want you to have a good day. So I'm going to close that out, and I'm going to hit this end stream, go finish editing my video, put it out for you guys tomorrow, and then hit the hay or go to bed. So I want you guys to have a good day. Have a good one.